When I first stepped into my friend's house, I never expected the night to take such a bizarre turn. It started out like any normal visit. We were supposed to hang out, play some video games, and maybe grab a snack. His mom was always nice, always polite, but that night something felt different. There was a strange energy in the air, a tension I couldn't quite place. At first, I thought maybe I was imagining it, but then she started acting in a way that completely caught me off guard. It was in the little things, the way she looked at me, the way her voice softened when she spoke my name. I told myself it was nothing, that I was overthinking, but as the night went on, her actions became harder and harder to ignore. My friend didn't seem to notice, but I couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't right. And then, just when I thought it was all in my head, she did something that left me completely speechless. I had no idea how to react. Was I misreading the situation, or was this really happening? One thing was certain. This was a visit I would never forget. I tried to brush it off, convincing myself that I was overanalyzing things. After all, she was just being friendly, right? But as the minutes passed, I started noticing more, small, subtle things that made my heart race. The way she stood just a little too close when she handed me a drink. The way her fingers lingered for a second longer than necessary. It felt like a game, but I didn't know the rules. Meanwhile, my friend was completely oblivious, laughing at the TV screen as if nothing unusual was happening. I wanted to believe it was all innocent, but deep down, I wasn't so sure anymore. Then, just as I was about to push the thought out of my mind, she leaned in and said something in a low voice that sent a chill down my spine. My stomach twisted, and I realized this night was far from normal. I froze for a moment, my mind racing to process what she had just said. It wasn't anything outright alarming, but there was something in her tone, something that made my skin prickle. I glanced over at my friend, still completely engrossed in the game, unaware of the growing tension in the room. Was I imagining things? Maybe she was just being playful, or maybe this was normal for her. But then she did it again. A glance, a smirk, a comment just vague enough to leave me wondering. I tried to focus on the game, but I couldn't shake the feeling that she was watching me. Every time I moved, I felt her eyes follow. My friend finally got up to grab a snack from the kitchen, leaving me alone with her. The air grew heavier, the silence stretching too long. She took a step closer, and I felt my heartbeat quicken. Whatever was happening, I had no idea how to handle it. I sat there, gripping the controller, pretending to be focused on the game, but my mind was spinning. My friend was still in the kitchen, leaving me alone with his mom, and the silence between us felt thick, almost suffocating. I could feel her presence beside me, closer than before. Every second that passed made the room feel smaller, like I was trapped in some unspoken moment that I didn't know how to escape. Then she spoke again, her voice softer, almost teasing. "You seem nervous," she said, tilting her head slightly. My throat went dry. I forced a laugh, trying to play it off, but I knew she could see right through me. The way she looked at me, it wasn't normal. It was as if she was waiting for something, testing me. My hands felt clammy, my heart pounding so hard I could hear it. Just then, I heard my friend's footsteps returning. Relief flooded through me, but at the same time, I couldn't shake the feeling that something had shifted. She straightened up instantly, her expression unreadable, as if nothing had happened. But I knew better. And the worst part, I had no idea what was going to happen next. My friend plopped down next to me, completely unaware of the tension that had just filled the room. I forced a smile, trying to act normal, but my mind was racing. I thought the strange moment had passed, that maybe I had imagined the whole thing. But then, just as the game resumed, my phone buzzed. I glanced down expecting a random notification, but my stomach dropped when I saw the message. It was from an unknown number. I see the way you react. Don't be so tense. My breath hitched. I glanced up, and for the briefest second, I caught his mom watching me, the faintest smirk tugging at her lips before she turned away like nothing had happened. My grip tightened around the controller. This wasn't just in my head. She was playing a game, and I had no idea how far she was willing to take it. My pulse raced as I stared at the message. I needed to get out of there, but how? My friend was still playing, completely oblivious. I forced myself to act normal, but I could feel her presence, waiting, watching. Then my friend's phone buzzed. He picked it up, read the message, and his face went pale. Without a word, he turned to his mom. "What is this?" he asked, his voice sharp. My breath caught. He had gotten a message too. She froze, her expression unreadable. Whatever game she was playing, it had just backfired. And I wasn't the only one who knew. A heavy silence filled the room. My friend stared at his mom, his phone still in his hand, waiting for an answer. She opened her mouth like she was about to say something, but no words came out. The confidence, the teasing glances, all of it disappeared in an instant. I shifted uncomfortably, unsure if I should stay or go. My friend's expression twisted in confusion, and then, just like that, he stood up. Without saying another word, he walked out of the room, leaving me sitting there, caught between his mother's guilty stare and the sound of his footsteps fading down the hall. I swallowed hard. "I should probably go," I muttered, standing up quickly. She didn't stop me. She just looked away, her jaw clenched, like she knew she had crossed a line. I hurried to grab my things, my heart still pounding. As I stepped outside, the cold air hit me, but I still felt the weight of everything that had just happened. Later that night, my phone buzzed again. I hesitated before looking. It was my friend. "I don't know what just happened, but I think we need to talk." I exhaled slowly, realizing that this wasn't over. Not yet. I had a feeling this night would change everything.